Updates 32 Kenyans D3ad in Ethiopian plane crash. Daily Nation. Ethiopian Airlines is currently giving more details of the passengers who were on board ET302 that crashed on Sunday shortly after taking off from Bole International Airport in Addis Ababa. The numbers we have so far are 32 passengers were Kenyan. Following confirmation of the fatalities, Kenya's Transport Cabinet Secretary James Macharia said a team led by Principal Secretary Esther Koimet has been sent to Ethiopia. Some of the nationalities of those who have died have not yet been confirmed. So far, airport staff install a help desk for the crashed Ethiopia Airlines flight at the international arrival of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi, Kenya, on March 10, 2019. Photo Yaziyo, Captain's Fear. The CEO of Ethiopian Airlines Tewald Gebremariem said the captain of the crashed plane had told controllers at Bole Airport that he was having difficulty and wanted to return, and that he had been given clearance. He also said that the plane had arrived on Sunday morning from South Africa. The plane had more than 3 hours of ground time after coming from South Africa. It arrived with no remark and was dispatched with no remark. Mr. Tewald said smoke was still smoldering at the crash site when he visited. A U.S.-based independent agency that investigates aviation accidents, the National Transportation Safety Board, will send a team to help investigate the Ethiopian Airlines crash, a Reuters journalist reports. The Boeing 737-800 MAX crashed around the town of Bishoptu, 60 kilometers southeast of the capital. It was traveling to. The Kenyan government has set up a support center at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Relatives and friends. Earlier, some of the relatives had broken down complaining that they had not been briefed by the government on the fate of their kin. But the Transport Cabinet Secretary James Macharia said they were waiting for manifests from the Ethiopian airline. When the manifests, Russia's embassy in Addis Ababa has posted the names of its crash victims on Twitter. They are Ekaterina Polyakova, Alexander Polyakov, and Sergei Byalikov. The embassy says it is in contact with and ready to help their families. The Chinese embassy in Kenya said it was deeply saddened by the loss of lives, including its nationals. The UN Secretary General's spokesperson said he was deeply. In a statement to newsrooms, he said the United Nations is in contact with Ethiopian authorities to establish details of its personnel who died in the crash. Following the crash, the United Nations Environment Programme issued a short statement but did not divulge more information. But there were fears. Crashed plane. Boeing, the company that built the crashed aeroplane, said in a tweet that it was closely. Its 737 MAX 8 aircraft is relatively new to the skies, having been launched in 2016. It was added to another plane of the same model was involved in a crash 5 months ago, when a Lion Air flight crashed into the sea near Indonesia with nearly 190 people on board. Ethiopian Airlines says it has contacted families of the 157 victims of plane crash at Bishoptu to inform them of the tragic accident. In press statement on its Twitter handle, the airline said it teaming up with Ethiopia Civil Aviation Authority and Ethiopian Transport Authority to investigate the crash. A team has also been formed to identify the bodies and deliver them to the kin. Investigation will be carried out to determine the cause of the accident, in collaboration with all the stakeholders, including the aircraft manufacturer Boeing and other international entities. After the crash, Boeing said it was saddened by the deaths occasioned by the plane crash. The airplane manufacturer said it will dispatch a team to the crash site to provide technical assistance under the direction of Ethiopian Accident Investigation Bureau and the U.S. National Transport Safety Board. National Mourning. Ethiopia's House of People's Representatives have declared Monday, March 11th, a national day of mourning for its residents as the government launches investigation into the accident. Ethiopia's PM Abiy Ahmed office says the country's MPs have declared Monday, March 11, 2019 a national day of mourning for the victims of the Ethiopian Airlines plane crash in which all 157 on board died. Photo courtesy.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.